of you are going to Lax Under the Lights tonight? How many of you are going to remember to bring your Gatorade coupon? Mrs. Blair, I think, did she hand them out to everyone? If you have a Gatorade coupon, Mrs. Blair, and you go to Lax Under the Lights, Mrs. Blair will sign it, and she'll give you free Gatorade next week. What's really exciting, do you know who the boys' lacrosse goalie is? Does anyone know? Who's the boys? Mark? Will Braxton. It's really exciting because not only is Will the lacrosse goalie, but he's also today's chapel speaker. Will has been here since pre-K?
Kindergarten.
Since kindergarten. And Will is just a great boy, and I'm so excited. Will, come on up. Will. Mr. Klein, would you check the cottage? Sometimes Will's been known to hide out there. Will Braxton. Will. Uh-oh. Mr. Braxton.
Mr. Braxton?
Sam, Will's brother Sam, who's a sophomore at Westtown, is here today. Will, listen, did he get in the car this morning? He did, yeah. Where to go? Will. Okay, on three. Everybody go, Will. Remember this? It's like for Tinkerbell and Peter Pan. Let's bring it back to life. Will. Everybody stamp your feet for Will.
There he is. Oh, well. Oh, God.
Will you come to my office after? You gave me a heart attack.
I'm sorry, everybody. I totally forgot my chapel today. Somebody help me in the crowd. Tell me I should be for my chapel. Kevin? Stress. Oh. That's a good one. Stress. Stress to me has a few definitions. It's possibly something you feel when you deal with something you aren't used to, or something you experience when you're faced with something, when you're faced with a challenge. Change is a big stressor for a lot of people. When something new comes along in one's life, they may get stressed out. Some personal examples of stress for me are this huge Make a Difference project coming up, which is a year-long anchored study. And we all know this chapel is stressing me out. Going to public high school next year is stressing me out a lot too, because it's a lot bigger than Montgomery School, where I've gone my entire life. Leaving my friends and people I'm comfortable at Montgomery. At Montgomery, there are about 350 students. And at Conestoga, there are about 450 students in the freshman class. To help myself deal with the Make a Difference project, I'm doing little bits at a time. And for high school next year, I played some sports in the area, and to meet some people that are going to the same school. I've gone to parties and other social events. Next year, I'd like to play some sports at Conestoga to get to know people, or do a different club or after-school activity. One time, when I was living in my old house, we were redoing the kitchen. We had to eat out or go out. We had to eat out or order in every night for dinner. How many of you guys would like to have pizza for dinner every night? That's what I thought too. But for me, I miss eating at home. I was getting stressed out for having to drive out to dinner every night and not have a family meal. I missed eating around the table, believe it or not. But what I did to deal with this issue, I told my parents, and they did what they could. They did what they could to make the meals more family-style. About a year ago, I moved out of the house I had lived in since I was 2 years old. I loved that house, the neighbors, and the pool. When I had to leave, I was stressed I was never going to see my friends again. But I did what I could to go over to their house or for them to come over to my new house. That way it kind of felt like home. Some things you guys might be stressing about or have stressed about could be a test coming up in a weak subject, or playing a rival in a sport. For the 5th graders, going to middle school next year is possibly stressing you out. Some appropriate ways to deal with stress could be practicing or studying for something. For a test, you might want to go to a teacher or a strong student in that class for extra help. Do little segments of long-term assignments a night. Make yourself comfortable or put yourself in the situation. And even taking a break sometimes does the trick. Some people exercise to let stress out. Talking to someone about it will help release stress too. Some inappropriate ways to deal with stress are letting your anger out on someone or in a way that can harm you or others. Ignoring whatever you're doing, whatever's stressing you out, won't help either because it's not going to go away. And procrastinating is an inappropriate way to deal with stress because it won't help, and it's just going to make life harder by having to do the whole project in a shorter amount of time. I'm now going to show a video of me interviewing my friends about stress. What are you stressed out about?
I'm stressed out about homework and projects, and the way I deal with it is I manage my time and I go sports.
Okay. Tim, what stresses you out? When I lose to Rich in MLB, then relieve my stress by playing lacrosse. Okay. Mom, what stresses you out?
What stresses me out are things that, like projects that I don't really have confidence in all aspects of. Like, if I have a project that I have something to write and I don't really have good ideas about it or I'm not sure what I'm going to say, I get stressed about it. And I tend to procrastinate.
Mm-hmm. And how do you deal with that stress?
Well, once I stop procrastinating, what helps me is to break down, talk to other people about it, get some ideas, break it down into more manageable bits, and sometimes it helps me to get up and take a walk, clear the air, think about other things, and then I can kind of tackle it with a fresh perspective.
Okay. Scott, what stresses you out?
Going to high school next year.
And what do you do to deal with it?
I try to meet people that are going there and visit the school so I'm more comfortable.
Thankfully, we all go to Montgomery School, where they help us for our next step in life. Fourth graders that are going into fifth grade to lead the middle school. Fifth graders that are going into middle school. Seventh graders going into eighth grade to lead the whole school. And the eighth graders that are going into high school. And even everyone else taking little steps on their way to the big steps. Everybody will deal with stress at some point in their life. Hopefully everybody deals with stress, if their stress issues in a good way. Thank you for listening to my chapel. Please have a stress-free day.